let's pick up where we left off. So 4, it has to be greater than or equal to m. So it could be 4, all right? So then we got to think, what could we plug in here that would make this true? 4 is greater than or equal to 4, which is correct. What about 3? Is 4 greater than or equal to 3? Yes, it is. Okay. Is 4 greater than or equal to 0? Yes, it is greater than. Okay. So then B, explain in words what numbers belong in the solution set for 4 is greater than or equal to m. So it could be 4 or any number less than 4 to make that true. Because 4 has to be the biggest number. It can't go over. Okay? We are going to skip number 7 and go to our next page. So on the first page, we found solutions. On this page, we are going to be graphing our inequalities. Okay, so they give you the number line. So this says that 8 is less than V. So 8 has to be smaller. So that means like this has to be 9, this has to be 10, right? For this to be true, 8 is less than 9, 8 is less than 10. So what, in words, it means all numbers greater than 8. So since you would find 8, positive 8, and because this is just less than, it doesn't have less than or equal to, you are going to graph it with an open circle. Okay, and then we need to draw an arrow making this true. All numbers greater than 8. Well, the numbers greater than 8 are going to go to the right. So you will take your arrow all the way down to the final arrow, and you will make it look like this. Okay, so then on the next one, it says U is less than 8. So that means that all the answers, all the solutions have to be less than 8. So again, you're going to do an open circle because it doesn't have an equals to sign. So you will go above the 8, and we need to go in the direction where all the numbers are less than 8. So that would be going to the left. And we're going to draw an arrow. Okay, next one. A is greater than -2. So that means that all the numbers have to be greater than -2. So again, we've had all less than or greater than. We haven't had an equal to yet. So that's an open circle. So you'll go to -2, and you have to think what numbers are greater than -2. Well, I want numbers going to the right would be greater than -2. So you'll take the arrow all the way down, and you'll put your arrow on the end. Okay, and then on D, finally we have one with an equal sign too. So that's going to make our dot change. So what this says is B is greater than or equal to -2. So it could be, the answer could be -2 and all numbers greater than -2. So because it could be -2, you're going to fill in the dot. The dot is going to be closed. And I still need numbers greater than -2, so it's still going to be going to the right. It's just going to be a closed dot because it could be -2. Okay, so now we're going to take the graph and we're going to write an inequality from the graph. Okay, so if you look right here, it's an open dot. So that means it's got to be less than or greater than. Okay, so let's just say it's x, some number. Some number has to be something -3. So are these numbers greater than -3 or are they less than -3? They are greater. So you would just fill in with the greater sign. Okay, so then on the bottom one, I already see it's a closed dot. So that means it's got to be greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So you put your x on the left-hand side. You would put your 4. Oh gosh, I just lost my pen. You would put your 4 right here. And then we have to think, are these numbers less than 4 or greater than 4? They're less than or equal to 4 because it has a closed dot. So it could be 4. Okay, and then on the bottom, we're going to graph these. Uh-oh, now they're putting equal signs. They're switching it up. So 5 is equal to S. So if it is equal, just like it could be here, and it's not an inequality, it's an equal sign, all you do is you're just putting a closed dot. It has to be 5. That's the only choice that could make it true. Then on B, 5 is not equal to t. So it can't be 5, is what that's saying. Can't be 5, so it's going to be an open dot because it's not equal. So any number above would not be equal to 5, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that wouldn't be equal. And any number below would not be equal. So you would have one going in the opposite directions. So today we learned about solutions to inequalities, we graphed inequalities, okay, and we wrote inequalities.